Bonjour tout le monde! Today we're going to be talking about opinion sentences. So we have seen all the way through year 7 and 8 how to use opinions in lots of different ways. So this video is a recap of those skills and reminding you how we can use them to write lots of different opinions. So at the top of the sheet we can see all of the things that we are going to be using to extend our opinions and use different skills. So we've got plus que, which means more than, so this is a comparative, so we can use that when giving an opinion, when we're giving a reason whether we like something or not. We have got some adjectives, and hopefully you can see lots in there that you recognise that you've been using to talk about free time and school in year 7 and 8. We've got some positive adjectives and we've got some negative adjectives in there. And then over here we've got some ça me phrases, and these are another way that you can give a reason for something that you like or don't like. So we've got ça m'amuse, ça m'intéresse, ça me met de bonne humeur. And then our negative ones, we've got ça me barbe, we've got ça me stresse and ça m'énerve. Okay, so I'm going to show you some sentences and how we can use some of these skills in different ways to give our opinions. So at the top of the box we have got a very basic opinion. J'aime le foot. I like football. Obviously you could change that opinion, so if you wanted to say that you didn't like football, you could say je n'aime pas le foot. If you wanted to say I hate football, we could say je déteste le foot. If you want to say I love football, we could say j'adore le foot. Okay, so underneath I have written 5 different sentences, basically all giving the same information. I like football. But I have added in some different skills to make our sentence more interesting. So first of all, we will notice at the beginning of my sentence, because it's an opinion sentence, I have added an opinion starter. And in this case, I've chosen to use à mon avis. Okay, so in my opinion. So already our sentence is looking a lot better. We've got à mon avis, j'aime le foot. In my opinion, I like football. Again, you could use whatever opinion starter you wanted there. So we could use honnêtement, franchement, we could use je dois dire que. There's all sorts of ones that you could use, whichever one you prefer. Okay, so far we've got a bit of a better sentence, but we can do even better. So in the next sentence, we have added something that should be very familiar to all of you. I have added an intensifier and an adjective. À mon avis, j'aime le foot car c'est très amusant. Now, in year 7 and 8, you probably use the word amusant quite a lot, but now we're in year 9, we're going to try really hard to use some much better adjectives. We're going to try and avoid the word amusant, and we're going to try and extend our vocabulary. So this time I've gone for one that should still be familiar, intéressant. So in my opinion, I like football because it's very interesting. Okay, so we're going to ignore the amusant there. Right, okay, so let's have a look at a slightly different way of using that same adjective. So sentence 2 is just a nice basic opinion followed by an intensifier and adjective. Sentence 3, we are using that same adjective again, but this time we're using a comparative. So we're starting the sentence in the same way each time. À mon avis, j'aime le foot. And then this time, instead of saying because it is very interesting, we're saying because it is more interesting than tennis. Okay, so again, we're giving the same information. We're saying it's interesting, but we're just giving something slightly different, something more slightly complex. So we're using a comparative this time. Okay, in sentence 4, we're doing exactly the same thing again, but this time we're not using a comparative, we're using a ça me phrase. And in fact, we're using the same ça me phrase in the next 2 sentences, but we're using them in a slightly different way. So in sentence 4, we're using our ça me phrase as our reason why we like football. À mon avis, j'aime le foot car ça m'intéresse. Okay, in my opinion, I like football because it interests me. In sentence 5, we're using that same ça me phrase again, but this time it's become our opinion verb. So this time we've got rid of the j'aime. We're not using j'aime this time. We're using the ça m'intéresse instead. So this time we've got à mon avis, in my opinion, ça m'intéresse, it interests me. Then we need to remember our de, jouer au foot. Okay, so we're giving the same information basically in each of those 5 sentences, but you can see that actually there's different ways to present that same information. Right, we're going to do the same thing again now with a different sentence. So if we move down to this box here, we've got j'adore le chocolat. So this time, the thing that we're saying that we like or dislike is chocolate. So you can write it in English over here if you're not sure. Okay, right. So the first box, we need to fill in an opinion starter. So I'm going to let you choose whichever opinion starter you want to put in there. We're going to try and avoid à mon avis because we've already used that one. I'm going to use honnêtement. Okay. Now, if you want to challenge yourselves, you could try and use a different opinion starter each time. Or if you'd like to, you could just stick with honnêtement or whichever one you've chosen for sentence 1. Okay, so we've got our opinion starter. So I'm going to go with the same one again this time. But again, you can add in a different one if you want to. J'adore le chocolat. I love chocolate. I still love chocolate. Car c'est, because it is. And then who can remember what's going to go in these 2 boxes? Let's look back here. We're going to have an intensifier followed by an adjective. Okay, so again, you can choose whichever ones you like. I'm going to use assez, quite, and we're going to use délicieux, delicious. It's quite delicious. Okay, again, we can use honnêtement there. You can change it if you want to. This time, we don't want to use just the adjective. We're going to use the adjective, but this time we're going to use it as part of a comparative. So we're going to say, instead of just saying it's delicious, we're going to say it is more delicious than. So here we're going to say c'est plus délicieux que les bonbons. Okay, next one, we're going to use the same opinion starter again, or you can use a different one. This time, we're not going to use an adjective, we're going to use a ça me phrase. So let's have a look at the top here. Let's see if there's one we can use. I'm going to use ça me met de bonne humeur. But again, you could use a different one in there. You could say ça me plaît, I enjoy it. You could say ça m'amuse, all sorts of different ones. Okay, and then final one, we're going to use that same ça me phrase again. I'm going to repeat my honnêtement, and then we're going to put our ça me phrase in the box there. Okay, so we're giving the same information basically in each of the 5 sentences. We're just presenting it in a different way. We're showing off all the different ways that we can give an opinion in French, and we can give reasons. Excellent. Right, next box. Okay, so here we've got a spot the skills box. So you can pause the video here if you like, and I would like you to try and underline and highlight each of the different skills. Okay, so if you pause the video and then come back and we'll go through the answers together. Okay, so let's have a look then. So first of all, can we find our opinion verb? Here it is, j'adore. So that is the bit that's giving us our opinion in the first place. Okay, the next thing we need to do is to find our intensifier and adjective. And in this case, we've got vraiment pratique. And then our next skill that we've found is our ça me phrase. Ça m'intéresse. Excellent. Okay, next we have got a comparative, plus facile que. And then finally, we've got another ça me phrase, but this time it's at the beginning of our sentence. It's become our opinion verb, and we've followed it with the de. Okay, so this is a bit of revision of your school topic. So we've got personnellement, j'adore la géo car c'est vraiment pratique. Personally, I love geography because it is really practical. Et en plus, ça m'intéresse, and also, or what's more, it interests me. Franchement, c'est plus facile que les maths. Frankly, it's more easy, or it's easier than maths. It puts me in a good mood to work with my friends. Okay, so we've used all of the skills there. Rather than just listing lots of adjectives, we're using different skills to show our opinions. Okay, so the next section I would like you to have a go at on your own. But if you pause the video, have a go, and then come back and I will fill in some answers for you to work along with. Okay, so this one is I hate pop music. Okay, and again, we're going to follow this pattern up here, the same pattern that we've used before. We're going to start with an opinion verb, opinion starter, sorry, so we can say franchement. And then we're going to copy this bit here. Je déteste la musique pop. Okay, and then the next line, we're going to copy that again. You are going to write these out in full. So, franchement, je déteste la musique pop. This time we've got to give a reason. So, car c'est, because it is. Let's say, now this time we've got a negative, so we're going to say très. Now, in year 7 and 8, we used raison. We're going to try and avoid that. We're going to use ennuyeux, so another way of saying boring. Okay, the next line, I would like you to try and use a comparative. So we could say it's more boring than, plus ennuyeux que la musique rock. Okay. Then the following line, we're going to use a ça m'effraie. So perhaps we could say, I hate pop music because it annoys me. Car ça m'énerve. The last one, we're going to use our ça m'effraie as the opinion verb. So we could say, franchement, ça m'énerve d'écouter de la musique pop. Okay, final box for you to complete on your own or with your teacher. I would like you to write your own paragraph, trying to use as many of those different skills as possible to give your opinion on something that you've learnt about previously. So it could be something like watching the telly, going to the cinema, playing with your friends, anything that you like. Okay, so there we have it, how to use opinion sentences.